being here. My name is Chelsea Martin. I'm a fourth-year undergraduate student at Drexel University and an organizer with Drexel Community for Justice and the Save the UC Townhomes Coalition. Me and my comrades at Drexel for Justice have been sitting in the main building for 72 hours straight, occupying the atrium of the main building in front of President John Fry's office. We have spent 3 nights here, and our sit-in is still going on, and we're going strong. Drexel for Justice is in deep solidarity with the resident organizers at the townhomes and with campaigns against corporate greed and institutional violence across the city, working with Students for Preservation of Chinatown and the Save Chinatown Coalition. Our sit-in began on February 21st at 11 a.m., demanding that Drexel University commit $10 million to the preservation of the townhomes as 100% permanent affordable housing. Our second demand is that Drexel University remove Brett Altman and David Edelman from Drexel's Real Estate Advisory Council. On February 21st, the affordable housing contract was set to expire at the townhomes. Of the 68 Black families that lived at the townhomes, 55 have already been displaced, and of the 13 that remain, 10 of them are elderly and disabled. The loss of affordable housing means that eviction is next, and as we know, eviction is murder. Repeat after me, eviction is murder.
Eviction is murder!
Drexel University is complicit in this institutional violence. The corporate landlord of the townhomes, Brett Altman, sits on Drexel's Real Estate Advisory Council. This council is also made up of predatory developers like David Edelman, who has been a leader in the destruction of the Black Bottom and is now trying to destroy Chinatown by building the 76ers arena there. We are here to say no more!
No more!
We will not leave this building until our demands have been met. Through our organizing efforts, residents of the townhomes finally met with President John Fry and Senior Vice Provost Lucy Kerman on January 30th. Drexel administration expressed how upset they were to learn of the conditions residents had been subject to by corporate landlord Brett Altman and said they'd be working on ways to support the residents of the townhomes. Yes, Drexel did meet with residents of the townhomes. However, nearly a month passed after this meeting and Drexel offered no material solutions for the residents of the townhomes before February 21st. It is imperative that Drexel understand what is at stake. To make it plain and clear, people's lives are at stake. Eviction is not forgiving, and the time to act is now. We are sitting in the main building and will continue to sit until Drexel University moves faster and shows us their work on how they are going to support the townhomes. Repeat after me, show your work!
Show your work! Show your work! Show your work! Show your work!
Our demands come directly from our coalition. We are calling on Drexel University to commit $10 million to the preservation of the townhomes because that is what seems realistic to all of us in this coalition for preserving the housing stock for families. A preservation fund would help protect all HUD subsidized Section 8 housing in U-City, and the townhomes is the most urgent one that needs preserving now. We have no time to waste. Now to speak on our second demand, the removal of David Edelman and Brett Altman from Drexel's Real Estate Advisory Council. David Edelman and Brett Altman are literally invested in perpetuating structural violence in Philly's neighborhoods. Shame on them! From private policing, criminalization, and predatory real estate in University City District and Chinatown, Altman and Edelman have proven time and time and time again that they will not build solidarity with their neighbors. So they must go! They must go!
They must go! They must go!
As corporate developers and landlords, both Altman and Edelman have proven that they view West Philadelphia as something that is blighted and as something that needs to be fixed. They are not here to invest in our people, only for their profit. And it is shameful that Drexel University's development plans are closely bound to and influenced by interests of the big real estate industry and predatory developers like David Edelman and Brett Altman. As students of Drexel University, we do not want these people steering our institution. Drexel University loves to tote its civic engagement in the West Philly community. If Drexel is serious about civic engagement, then show us by meeting these demands. Show us you are serious by committing $10 million to the preservation of the townhomes as 100% permanent affordable housing. Show us how serious you are by removing Altman and Edelman from Drexel's Real Estate Advisory Council. Right now, Drexel University, John Fry, you're not working in any of the ways that the people who are directly impacted by these violences are asking you to. Our communities, our neighbors, our people are not commodities. We must take this stand and fight with our neighbors. We owe this to our community members whose community is long older than this university itself. The time is now. Drexel, commit 10 million. Commit 10 million. Commit 10 million. Commit 10 million. And remove Altman and Edelman. Remove Altman and Edelman. Remove Altman and Edelman. Today, we have a series of speakers from our coalition speaking to our struggle and our solidarity. It is my pleasure to first introduce my comrade, Hana Kobayashi Shapiro, who's an organizer with Drexel for Justice and a medical student at Drexel University.
Thank you, Comrade Joe. My name is Hana Kobayashi Shapiro. I am a second-year medical student at Drexel University College of Medicine, and I am an organizer with Drexel Community for Justice and with the Save UC Townhomes Coalition. I have slept here for 3 nights and have been sitting for 72 hours and would like to let everyone know that doctors and healthcare workers are patient advocates. I learned this from my community members in Philadelphia and even from Drexel Med faculty themselves, that doctors, healthcare workers, and healthcare students are advocates. And we can no longer advocate for patients on an individual level. Access to healthcare is not enough, especially when healthcare systems are still rife with interpersonal and systemic racism and violence. With Drexel University College of Medicine moving to West Philadelphia, we cannot sit by and contribute to the further gentrification of this very tight community. The age of individualized medicalization is over. Healthcare workers must take a systemic stance and fully recognize the inextricable nature of our health from our environment. But the fight did not start with us. Right here, where we stand, where we have been sitting, was the home of Black people and Lenape communities. Black bottom communities have been fighting against university and state oppression and occupation for decades now. And we stand in solidarity as students and as neighbors. Our coalition, led by the UC Townhomes residents, demand for the protection of low-income housing in the Black Bottom, specifically the UC Townhomes, whose housing and urban development contract ended on the 21st, which means eviction is next. Housing is healthcare. The remaining 13 families, most of whom are older and with disabilities, unequivocally deserve the right to remain where they have lived for decades. Their health support staff and services are largely located here, and it is incredibly difficult to find new health providers to trust with a myriad of health issues. Furthermore, Brett Altman has left residents in the dust and mold to deal with deleterious and unsafe housing conditions. Shame on Brett Altman.
Shame on
It does not take a health expert to know the horrible impacts of poor ventilation, vermin, inadequate heating, mold, lead, and many other insults on the human body. Abject living conditions have permanent effects on those who live in them, and in particular, children who have lived at the UC Townhomes, who in Philly have double the national rate of asthma. Shame! We say no more. Brett Altman and David Edelman, corporate real estate moguls who are the reason for this mass displacement and disabling, have no place in our community or our institution.
No!
They must be removed from the Real Estate Advisory Council. They are not the university. We are. The students, the faculty, the workers, the neighbors. We are the university. Through our work with the Save UC Townhomes Coalition and Drexel Community for Justice, we have gotten Drexel, John Fry, to meet with the residents, but with no change in the status of their housing crisis. Drexel must move faster. Philadelphians' bodies cannot wait any longer. They cannot wait any longer in these deleterious conditions, so neither will we! John Fry, commit $10 million to maintain low-income housing to preserve the UC Townhomes, the people's townhomes. Because we do not have a moment to waste. Eviction is murder, and the time to intervene is now. All power to the people.
Thank you, Comrade Hannah. Everyone make some noise. Now it's time to introduce my comrade Lucina Doran. Again, Drexel, commit $10 million to the preservation of the townhomes. As Hannah Shapiro said, Philadelphians' bodies have no time to waste, so neither do we. Act now. Give it up for Lucina Doran, my comrade in struggle.
I have been sitting in this building for 72 hours. I have slept here for 3 nights, and every single second of that, I have been surrounded by solidarity. We have had hundreds of students walk through those doors right there and sit with us. Some of them for an hour, some of them for 6 hours, and many of them overnight. And we are not only occupying space, we are learning, we are teaching, and we are practicing community care. Just yesterday, we had former Black Panther and Young Lord Dr. Cleo Silvers come and speak with us on Zoom, and we have professors and teachers lined up to do the same. Several Drexel professors have brought their classes to learn and reflect with us, and we are hosting teach-ins for these classes and all students on the history of Drexel's involvement and complicity in the displacement of the families at the UC Townhomes and the Black Bottom at large. As the hundreds of students who are sitting with us grow in their knowledge of this institution's culpability, our solidarity with the residents grows in power and numbers. And beyond students sitting with us, we have had massive solidarity from the community. Food and supplies has been donated from Chinatown, from the People's Kitchen, as well as from countless individuals, from students to Drexel faculty to community members. We have had 3 hot meals delivered to us every single day that we've been here. The community is behind us. The faculty, community members, and hundreds of students who have come together to sit and stand in solidarity with the UC Townhomes residents demand that John Fry commit $10 million to the preservation of the UC Townhomes as 100% permanent low-income housing, and demand that John Fry remove Brett Altman and David Edelman from Drexel's Real Estate Advisory Council.
Get them out of here!
Get them out! We are growing in knowledge, we are growing in power, we are growing in numbers, and we demand that Drexel and John Fry show us what they are doing to meet these demands. Work faster. We have hundreds sitting, and we have thousands more listening and watching, and we will continue building momentum, we will continue building strength, and we will not leave this building until those demands are met. The time is now. Thank you. Save the UC Townhomes, save the people's townhomes.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Comrade Lucina. Again, we have our school support, we have student solidarity, faculty, we have community support all across Philadelphia calling for the same things. Drexel University, commit $10 million to the preservation of the townhomes and remove David Edelman and Brett Altman from the Real Estate Advisory Board. No more! No more! No more!
No more!
No more!
No more!
Thank you. I'm going to hand it off to Melvin Harrison, longtime resident of the townhomes and resident organizer. Let's give it up for Mel.
Glory be to God, y'all. This is good right here. This is good. Man, give it up for yourselves for being out here. Yeah. Give it up to the Drexel students that have sat in for 3 days. Love y'all. Like, that is commitment of power. That is commitment of choice to stand for what is right. The preservation of our neighborhoods, saving our communities, and the people that lie and rest within them. We, the people, are all neighbors. So when they do this to one of us, they do this to all of us.
Yes!
We will not sit idly by and have our communities destroyed by developers and institutions that want to line their pockets. We gonna put them on the firing lines right now.
On the firing line!
The people have made their decision to stand up and fight, and that's what we will do until the ends of the earth. Preservation of our community is a must. There's no other option. We're not asking for anything anymore. We are demanding that preservation of our community is a must, and it must be done by these institutions, and these bureaucrats need to be held accountable for all of this. The people have done their part, and we will continue to do our part. Our part is standing up and letting the world know what the city and the corporate communities, the corporate institutions are doing to our communities. We stand for this no longer. Preservation is a must. And we will continue to stand for that fight of preservation of our neighborhoods and our people. Because that's the only option that we have. The townhouse community, we have put in a lot of work, along with the students in our community. Everybody in this community has put in a lot of work. And words cannot describe how much we love y'all for y'all commitment, passion, and work that y'all have put in. Give it up for yourselves, seriously. Give it up for all of yourselves. This takes a lot of work right here. This takes a lot of work. And in the end, it will all be worth it. Because the lives of thousands, millions are being destroyed by corporate developments each and every day with their plans of development. And look at this, look around, just look around y'all for a second. Just look around y'all for a second. 50 years ago, All this land y'all see where all these buildings is at, used to be houses here. More than 7 decades of wash away of communities. This ends now. The developers' time is up. The people's time is now. Right now. I just want to thank everybody that's put in such time and effort, commitment, passion, and extremely hard work. Because this is a fight that is not easy to take on. When you're talking about taking on money and power, you're talking about the biggest fight that any man or woman can be a part of. And for all, not just for the townhouses, but for the rest of Philadelphia and any communities that we can make a difference in, this is ground zero. This is where it starts. John Fry, we are calling you out. The people are calling you and your institution out. You will make a commitment, or you will be the sacrificial lamb in the commitment for the people. Thank y'all very much.
Everybody, save the UC Townhomes!
Save the UC Townhomes!
Save the people's townhomes!
Save the people's townhomes!
As Mel was saying, the people's time is now. Developers, your time is up, love. The people's time is now. Drexel, commit 10 million.
Commit 10 million!
Drexel, remove Altman and Edelman.
Remove Altman and Edelman!
Now let's give it up for Miss Rashida, a longtime resident at the Townhomes, now organizer, to speak on the struggle of the Townhomes residents. No? Yes, Rashida!
Wow, they got me again. Through my experience here as a native of Philadelphia, from the north to the south to the west side of Philadelphia, I have seen institutions dismantle our communities to expand their institutions that our neighborhood children will probably never see the inside of. The conversations that I've had, not only here with Drexel, but I've had with University of Penn, is we want University City to be a pilot program or a pilot for preservation of deeply affordable housing. As I've said before, a lot of people get the idea that deeply affordable housing is for people that are on welfare, social security, and on any type of long-term disability, but that is not true. I work here in the city of Philadelphia. I am a college student at Capella University, and I also work for Project Home. I work with the homeless, and when I moved to the townhomes, I moved to the townhomes out of homelessness. We are asking all institutions that's residing in West Philadelphia, which is Drexel and University of Penn, who has expanded all through the Black Bottom, to commit funds to preserving our deeply affordable housing. We have worked over a year and a half to try to come to the table collaboratively with not only the university, but the city, the state, at a federal level, local level, and we've even met with every politician to try to get some type of preservation plan put in place for expiring properties around the city of Philadelphia, so these people do not have to experience what we are experiencing at this time. I have worked with my comrades and constituents endlessly, because what we're doing is we're holding these universities and the city accountable for taking money and for using tax people's dollars to displace them. And why I say that is because we're the ones that pay taxes. These universities don't pay taxes. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. They do not pay taxes. We work over 45 hours plus a week to feed our families, and we pay taxes, and you're telling me you're going to displace the working class family here in University City to expand your university and leave us to pay $1,600, $1,700 in rent? We are not allowed to get government assistance. We don't get food stamps. We don't get Medicare. We pay for it. Working class families pay for their medicals. And now you're telling us that you're going to take deeply affordable housing because Brett Altman wants to sell his property. That property was bought for $1 by his father. He inherited that property. They got government funding for 40 years. And so for 40 years, you allowed this man to use the government. And we paid rent for decades. They have stolen from us. We have lived in some inhumane conditions. People have lived without heat. People have lived with rats running in their apartments because they took up the rat traps. And all we ask for you is to treat us with dignity. You gave people 60 days with a voucher to remove themselves from your property and said, I can sell it, it's mine. So this is the thing, and this is how I feel, and no one else said this. If this is your property and you want to sell it, give the government back 40 years of income that you received from HUD. Give them their money back. You want to get $75 million for your property? I want you to give the government their money back for using the HUD money to house people for 40 years and then to displace them. So, I mean, if this is what you want to do, that's fine. But it will be a compromise. I cannot sit around and continue to let these big developers, the city officials, and these universities to work together to displace the people in Philadelphia who has worked hard, who has made this city their home. It's not right. Housing is a human right, and I will fight until I can fight no more, because I am standing in solidarity with my neighbors. Thank everyone for standing with us. I thank the students. Justice will be served. Have a good day.
Give it up for Miss Rashida, y'all. Justice will be served.
Justice will be served.
Justice will be served. Justice will be served. Drexel, you have the power to easily meet our demands, to easily support the Townhomes residents in their fight for housing, for their livelihoods. Commit $10 million, which is, guess what, 1% of your $1 billion endowment fund. You can easily remove David Edelman and Brett Altman from the Real Estate Advisory Council. Move faster. Listen to the people who are asking you for your support to protect their lives. Again, people's lives are at stake. I'm going to now introduce Kaya Chow and Taryn Flaherty to talk about the Students for Preservation of Chinatown, our struggle, our solidarity. Give it up, y'all.
I want you all to once again give it up for the Drexel students who have been sitting out inside this building, not only putting their education at risk, but fighting for all the people in Philadelphia, for the townhomes, for Chinatown, for all of us. Give it up for them. Now repeat after me. Hands off Chinatown! Hands off Chinatown!
name is Kaya Chow, and we are the co-leaders of Students for the Preservation of Chinatown.
And so both of us were born and raised Philadelphians who grew up watching our families fight casinos and stadiums trying to prey on Chinatown. And now we are here 14, 15 years later as college students fighting the same fight that our parents fought back in the day for low-income communities of color all over the city of Philadelphia that are fighting right now.
The proposed 76ers arena will culturally destroy Chinatown as we know it, as it will sit less than 1 block away from Chinese-owned businesses. We are here today to stand in support with our allies at Drexel Community for Justice, who have been protesting here for 72 hours and counting, demanding that the university stop its continuous complacency in displacing Black, brown, and immigrant communities.
David Edelman, the developer behind the 76ers arena, sits on Drexel's real estate advisory board right alongside Brett Altman, the developer that is attempting to evict long-time residents of the Townhomes. Scott recognizes what Edelman is doing to Chinatown right now is directly tied to what he and Altman are doing to West Philadelphia for the past, 50 years? So Drexel now sits happily, and Drexel happily allows these developers to plunder our city, to exploit our city. Institutions like Penn and Drexel, administrators like Liz McGill and John Fry are complicit and explicitly benefit from this plundering. Shame on them!
Shame! All of us protesting here today came to college to be students, expecting that our universities would listen to us if we brought up concerns about our communities. Students should never have to sacrifice 3+ days of their education to make their voices heard. The brave students sitting inside the main building right now have been harassed by police and at one point even been barricaded from access to bathrooms. A university should never treat its students this way.
Shame on them!
Shame!
Private institutions like Drexel, like Penn, do not care about their students of the community they gentrify. They only care about one thing, and that thing is profit! Over profit! As students whose tuition and rent money line these developers' pockets, we have the responsibility to stand up and fight for the communities they are destroying.
From West Philly to Chinatown, communities all over the city are under attack. We will not be complacent. Save Chinatown and save the UC Townhomes. Thank you.
Give it up for Students for Preservation of Chinatown, y'all! As they just expressed, us students, we do not want corporate developers guiding, influencing the institutional trajectory of our universities. Hands off Chinatown!
Hands off Chinatown!
Hands off West Philly!
Hands off West Philly!
Now give it up for Debbie Way with the Save Chinatown Coalition. Debbie Way has been fighting for Chinatown for years and years and years, and they're going to speak on the struggle and our solidarity.
So, these all guys like Altman, Edelman, Harris Blitzer, they're billionaires. Billionaires, multi-billionaires. And I want you to understand how much $1 billion is. 999,999 more. And you all are asking for 10 million of that. So let's bear in mind what this is about. I don't know what a real estate advisory board is. Is the responsibility of universities in 2023 just about making more money? Is it just about the dollar value of investments? Equity investors would like us to think so. Apparently, universities now think so. I was watching videos of all this stuff going down. I watched Gigi talking to the Penn admin board, and they turned off her mic, citing decorum because she said shit. Which my daughter probably thinks is really not very good coming out of an old lady's mouth. But they're more concerned about four-letter words than making people homeless. Making people homeless, I think that trumps decorum. What we're speaking about right now is not real estate. We're talking about community. How much of those billions can buy memories? How much can buy relationships? Memories and relationships, those are the life and blood of long-term communities and neighborhoods that matter in this city, in this country, in this world. They are the one thing that stands in the way of corporate development. I'm here to say my generation has failed you. But now we have to stand with you, because this is a global fight, and you bring us hope. In a time of unbridled private greed, you remind us of what matters. Humanity, human dignity, our planet that we share. Chinatown stands with you. We bring food for the students inside. Words of support for all of you. We organize in joy, we organize in love. Today we are angry, and tomorrow we continue this fight. For our elders, for our children, in love and joy, this fight continues. From Chinatown we say, housing is a human right.
Housing is a human right.
Same struggle, same fight.
Same struggle, same fight.
Housing is a human right.
Housing is a human right.
Same struggle, same fight.
Same struggle, same fight.
So now, my daughter said not to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm old, and this is what we used to do back in the day. It's part of joy, and you got to do some singing. All right, so I'm gonna sing a song. You all gotta get down with it, and then you can sing along. All right, and you gotta take it inside when you go back inside. Okay, you got it? So I'll sing it once by myself, and then I'll tell you which words to add in. Are you ready? Well, I went down to the rich man's house, and I took back what he stole from me, and I took back my dignity, and I took back my humanity, and now he's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Ain't no rich man gonna walk all over me. So now we're putting Altman's name in. Well, I went down to Altman's house, and I took back what he stole from me, and I took back my dignity, and I took back my humanity, and now he's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Ain't no rich man gonna walk all over me. Let's do one for Edelman. Well, I went down to Edelman's house, and I took back what he stole from me, and I took back my dignity, and I took back my humanity, and now he's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Ain't no rich man gonna walk all over me.
Amazing, amazing. Give it up for Debbie Way with the Same Chinatown Coalition. As Debbie just put it plain and clear, what we're fighting for is our communities. What is at stake is people's lives. The violence is not metaphorical, it is material, and it is happening now. No more!
No more!
Hands off West Philly!
Hands off West Philly!
Hands off Chinatown!
Hands off Chinatown!
Drexel, commit $10 million to the preservation of the townhomes and remove win. We have community support. We have student solidarity. We have faculty solidarity. Move faster. Listen to our demands and meet them. Now our last speaker today is Emma with Fossil Free Penn to speak on solidarity movements and the struggle that Fossil Free Penn comrades have been fighting and how our solidarity and our struggle is connected.
Wow, I'm so honored to be the last speaker today. I feel incredibly inspired being here. I'm standing here in solidarity with y'all for sitting in that building for 72 hours. That's incredible. I love that chant. Housing is a human right. Same struggle, same fight. That is exactly what we believe at Fossil Free Penn. We are a climate justice group of students at the University of Pennsylvania fighting for our institution to be a good community member to do climate and community justice. We recognize that housing justice is climate justice, is education justice. They're the same struggle. They are the same fight. We know that the entire area that Drexel and Penn sit on used to be the Black Bottom, okay? We know that over 2,600 people were displaced from their homes in the 1960s when Penn and Drexel declared the Black Bottom blighted and used federal power and money to take people away from their homes to form these huge nonprofit institutions. We know that their money and their wealth is only theirs because they stole it from the Black Bottom community. And we know that what's happening right now today with the UC Townhomes is just a continuation of this expansion and displacement and dispossession of Black communities' land. And what have Penn and Drexel done with this wealth? Well, they sure haven't paid taxes. They sure have left Philadelphia students without adequate resources, without schools that are safe learning environments. They've left them with schools that have lead and asbestos. Students and teachers have gotten sick from just going to school. And this is all part of the same problem, okay? And what else do they do? Penn and Drexel use their wealth to create more wealth by investing in the fossil fuel industry. And what's crazy is it seems like they act pretty similar to the fossil fuel industry. You know, the fossil fuel industry, they are not only are they the most polluting industry in the history of the world, but they work incredibly hard to continue to burn and pollute in Black and Indigenous communities. Why? Because it makes them money, okay? It makes them money. They are willing to kill people to make them $1. And we see that that is what Penn and Drexel are willing to do as well. And so it is our responsibility as students of this institution to demand for a radically different university. We dream of a university that no longer does this horrible crimes against humanity. We dream of schools that actually create community and preserve community instead of destroying community in pursuit of profit and expansion. I'm so proud to be here today, standing in solidarity with y'all. You are doing the real work. This is what makes them change. At Penn, we started our own encampment last semester. It started in early September. We camped in the center of campus in front of our biggest towering building, and we stayed there for 39 days. 39 days, 39 nights. We slept in the middle of our campus. We had thousands of people walk by and ask us what we were doing. We told them about our 3 demands for Penn. To 1, commit $10 million, sounds familiar? To the preservation of the UC Townhomes as low-income affordable housing. Our second demand was that Penn pay pilots so the students of Philadelphia can have safe and adequate learning environments free from lead and asbestos with counselors and nurses. And third, we ask Penn to stop investing in the deadly fossil fuel industry that, as I explained, does all of these similar egregious acts against humanity. And after 39 days at our homecoming football game, we and 100 other students came onto the football field and delayed the game for 40 minutes, demanding these three same demands. And what did our school decide to do? They decided to arrest 19 people, 17 of their very own students. They brought their private militarized police force, the largest private police force in this state, and they came and arrested their very own students and brought them to the Penn police station, where they held them for over 7 hours. We see that these institutions are scared of us. They are scared of our power. They are scared of our community. They are scared of what we are building. We are peacefully asking for our universities to do good for the community, to do good for the world, and they cannot hear it. They chose to arrest us rather than listen to us. So we stand here in solidarity with Drexel. We see that in camping, occupying space works. We stay there until they cannot ignore us anymore. It works. So I ask everybody here to keep on supporting these students. They're doing the real work, and forever solidarity with the UC Townhomes.
Thank you, everybody. As Emma has made clear, what we are doing inside that building, we're urgently calling for Drexel to act differently, to embody differently what civic engagement is, to build community, to serve the people that live in this city, y'all. That's what we are demanding for. That's what we're modeling in there. Lucina talked about the solidarity, us teaching. We've had solidarity, we've had Chinatown bring us food. People's Kitchen is bringing us food. Like I said, we've got solidarity, and that is what matters, that is the power. Drexel University, today is when you should act. Now is your time to act, to commit $10 million to the preservation of the townhomes as 100% low-income affordable housing, to remove David Edelman and Brett Altman from the Real Estate Advisory Council. Move quickly, listen to these folks, listen to the community members who are directly impacted. Listen to us, take action today. Save the UC Townhomes!
Save the UC Townhomes!
Save the people's townhomes!
Save the people's townhomes!
Save the UC Townhomes!
Save the UC Townhomes!
Save the people's townhomes!
Save the people's townhomes!
'Cause housing is a human right!
Housing is a human right!
Same struggle, same fight!
Same struggle, same fight!
Housing is a human right!
Housing is a human right!
Same struggle, same fight!
Same struggle, same fight!
From West Philly to Chinatown, corporate greed is going down! From West Philly to Chinatown!
Corporate greed is going down!
From West Philly to Chinatown!
Corporate greed is going down!
Thank you everyone for gathering today. If folks have any questions, feel free to ask. You can also come up and speak with speakers individually. This will conclude our press conference. Thank you all so much.